Well, hello there, YouTube. On a blustery Saturday, the 10th of December. It is a balmy 48 degrees out here. And I say balmy because even the highs during the day have not been that high here lately. It's been pouring down rain all day. I don't know, probably 45 minutes ago it stopped. And at one point, even got a little flash of sun out here. Dang. But anyway, I showed you guys, look at that, not a leaf in that thing. Showed you guys a battery I got yesterday. You guys have been around a while. I'm sure you know where that's going. So let's go do that. Danny boy, you coming in, or are you going to make me come to the door here in a minute? Come on, buddy. Alright, so of course, I'll come out here when the dadgum heater comes on. So, let's service up a Yuasa battery. How about that? Another thing I always look for when I get stuff is that the container has not been opened. Somebody's been in there. That's somebody else's problem, because I am a package freak. I drive tool guys nuts. Do you have that still in the box? No. So it comes with an acid pack. And this is a specific amount for that battery. If you lose that pack, you have to get that pack for it. You can't just willy-nilly throw acid in here. And well, it ends with disastrous results. But I've seen people filling up like it's a regular lead acid battery, filling those things up. It's a different specific gravity electrolyte, not the same stuff. And the reason it's an exact amount is these things are also referred to as glass mat batteries. So when this thing is full and absorbed with that specific amount of specific gravity electrolyte, it absorbs into the glass mat. You can actually turn these things upside down and you might get a drip out of them. It fully absorbs. If it pours out, battery's done. So what you do, this is something you never do with the Yuasa. Some of those cheap brands actually supply a little stick pin you never release to let air allow this to flow faster with the Yuasa. You plug in here. Give me a second. I gotta cut the end off of this thing here right quick. And you'll see that it has the battery that it's supposed to go with. So this is going to be your cap, and you'll see it's covered in foil. But if you look at the top of the battery, it looks like a sharpened bamboo. And when you lance that thing on there, oh, look at that. Shows you right there. Do not cut the tops of these things to allow it to relieve itself. Yuasas are designed, don't try to take the foil off. You just simply push it straight down. And I always do them backwards so I can watch it. And if I make a mistake, I just turn the battery around. But you just lance it down in there. And it's got crossover tubes, so there's always going to be one that's going to flow a little better than the other. And never squeeze it. It's designed to slowly pour in. If you pour it in fast, or worse yet, you one of these knuckleheads that'll, use a regular lead acid dispenser, you overfill them. It's got the exact amount to fill each one of those 6 cells. And just slowly sit here and do this. So what I do from here is, once this is completely empty, start the timer. 1 hour later, I come back and pull the cap off. They say about a half an hour. I give it a full hour. Here's why you always got one lagging behind. These other 5 are going pretty good. And you come back and you can push these by hand. I see people whacking these things with rubber mallets. And the worst thing, I don't know if you can read that on this camera, but see where it says do not open? Can't tell you how many of these I see leaking, and I see pry marks they can't help themselves. It says do not open, but they still open it. They look inside there with a flashlight and go, there's no acid in it. So they'll fill it up with water or whatever, like it's a regular, lead acid battery. Yeah, that doesn't work. You see what's going over here, little iron? You're getting yourself a new battery all prepped up to go in. That should make you really happy, huh? See them? Of course, the worst thing to ever scratch is flat black. All those little nicks across there, it's me taking the slim in and out. Man, I forgot that last time I rode that thing, I got it so dirty. She will need herself a bath. Yeah, buddy, that's going to be a hot one right there. I just went ahead and I just make sure everything's out of the bottle. And I just cap it off. You push these down by hand. Yeah, do not strike it with anything. And here's your, before you start any kind of charging, if it's less than 18 amp hours, this is a 12 amp. Even though they call it a YTX 14, that's always twisted in my mind. 14, you would assume it's a 14 amp. It's 12 volt, 12 amp. Anyway, less than 18 amps, let it set 20 to 60 minutes. If it's greater than 18, or it's 18 or greater, and or has a H in the part number, there's no H in this. Oh, we need to look at the actual part number, don't we? I don't think it does. I think the part number should be the same. Anyway, I come out here and the thing's, yeah, no H. So after all that time, oh yeah, she's nice and hot. Yeah, buddy. Maybe I come out, I thought it sounded like a bird in here. It's still hot enough and absorbing that it gassed it out of its vent. These things all have a vent. That's why the old Spyders, if you didn't use a Yuasa in there, the vent was in the wrong place on aftermarket batteries. And when they vented, they leaked out onto the frame. This is the old Twins that the battery was in the left rear of the bike. But anyway, she's still hot enough. She's venting. So I let them sit. So it's just going to continue to sit here until it's not hot anymore. Because if it's venting, it's still gassing, and it's still absorbing that acid inside there. So something else I seen somewhere I was going to show you. I guess that was it. Oh yeah, it was the two things. It was the the amount of absorption time before you do anything. Don't put it in a bike. Don't put it on a charger. And then the thing of not striking or ever pulling up the cap. Just, I don't know. It says do not open. So that gets, when something says that, people just can't help themselves. And I've seen people hit these things with a rubber mallet. And yeah, you can push it down with your finger. If you can't get it down with your finger, call your wife out to the shop or something and have her push them caps down there. They go right down, no problem at all. It's got a full assortment. I don't have any of them, and that Excite battery they come with doesn't use a nut and bolt thing. But this seems to be a trend, is these skinny bolts. I like them nice, or nuts. I like the nice fat ones because it fills that whole gap in there. I've seen these spin because when they're sitting in there, they're sitting at all the holes, so the only strength is in the corners here. It's not laying and holding on to the whole thing. I'll dig around here some more. I should have some of these. It looks just like this, but it's one nut and it's about twice as thick. And those, you're never gonna spin them in the battery. And if you dielectric greasing everything like you should, you'll never have the bolt stick. Because they'll rust, because there's no grease or anything on them, they'll rust. And then of course this is trying to spin, and it goes tuk 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 tuk, spins in the lead tops on them, and then yeah, got a big mess. Ooh, stepped out here for a moment and there's sunshine. You want to see some sunshine? Oh yeah, that's some sunshine. So I waited an enormous amount of time for this thing, and I did found a little baggie in my toolbox with a couple of those thick nuts that I was telling you guys about. They fill that hole better. So we're good there. Battery's nice and cool. Been out here for a long time. I'm not going to put it on the charger yet because I'm not going to run this thing. Definitely wouldn't run it. It'd be short running if I did. I'm not going to let an air-cooled motorcycle sit here until it's warm enough to, yeah, you guys know the drill. We'll get a battery swapped in this thing, and then I'm just going to roll her back into her happy little home over there, and then put the battery, the Optimate 3 on there, let her do her magic, and she'll be good. Wonder what I did with that old Yuasa tester, because I never did test anything. What did I do with that thing? I'll see if I can find it. Remember I repaired that Yuasa one that we had at work? I think that one, I'm pretty sure that one says the health of the battery. We'll see. So about 20 minutes later, well, I found the tester right away, and it wasn't working. And I had to take, oh man, I knocked everything flying everywhere over here. So, turns out the battery wasn't, I was initially getting a battery, that the internal 9-volt battery was bad. But it was something else. It was a contact. I made a mistake. So, see if we can go through this here. So it's telling me, get this in the light where you guys can see it. Come on. How about if we stand you up? Anyway, we'll try to do this. So it's showing 12.64 volts sitting here. And okay, so you can select between your battery types. Says capacity 12 amps. So enter again, good and pass. And then you can scroll through, and just like the fancy thing I have at work, charge state is 67%, which is expected. It's never been charged. Health, whoa, 105% health. Yeah, you are a rock star. And then it just cycles back through. And that's it. The old tester lives. How about that? Okay, this is the Harley battery. I love that Harley even puts their logo in the battery. But I know these are made by Excite. And this has got 25 cold cranking amps more than a brand new Yuasa. But 1273, that's good. Go down one. State of charge 73%. It should be way higher than that after it's been sitting there on that battery mate or the Optimate. And then health is 81%. That's not bad. 81% health. It's not bad at all. But yeah, her state of charge should be much higher than that. So I'm gonna have to get those bag of bolts out, because they're side load and they're flush. I'm gonna have to have those little spacers in there. So there we are. Be good for a little test battery and stuff. Not just enough to, that thing probably would have lasted a long time more. Yeah. It's just those dead go whoa, whoa, that kept worrying me that one of those I'm gonna be pushing down the street. But the normal thing, she's got security, so key on, bike powered up, pull the main fuse, and then turn the ignition off and work away. That's pretty much all there is to it. Just put the battery back in. It's, I mean, easy peasy. You got a side cover and a seat, fuse holder, the fuse, and that's it. What you think on that, Mama? No thoughts?
I think you're crazy.
Oh, lovely old iron.
You're silly boy.
You sure like that accurate. 2 places he sleeps is right there, or right in between our Himalayans, which is crazy.
I know. He's such a dude. You're a silly boy down there. He goes, don't talk to me.
He goes, don't. I look hideous. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Here's my little spacers right there. I got to use the longer bolts and the spacers. 9.5 years on that old Harley battery. That's a testament to running a good battery maintainer. And I haven't seen anything that beats the Optimates yet. You can say what you want, but been doing it 22 years. Yeah, been using them for 22 years. Never had a battery go old, but never had one fail when you're using one of those. They just maintain them. It just keeps them healthy. 9.5 years and it was still starting it. But as you've seen, the percentage of charge, it should be 100% when it's sitting on that tester. And I was surprised it had 81% health, though. That was pretty wild. But if the percentage of charge is kind of like bad health, it just doesn't start right. Boy, I'm telling you what, feeding that negative cable back through and down to the, it's easier to see over here where it mounts to the frame or back of the transmission there. I don't have my swivel sockets here. I have sockets with swivel attachments. Yeah, that's not fun. And then a little trick I do, I put a little piece of tape on there, stick it in the swivel socket side down there, and you can get it on. Well, I don't have that here. It's in my box at home, the SAE stuff. And so, yeah, I had to do this by hand, dropped it multiple times, trying to get that thing to route down the way it's supposed to. It wasn't in the right trough, so the cable had wrong memory. It wasn't that big of a deal, just one of those frustrating things that you almost want to scream because you think you just about got it. Then I can't get in there to get it. I finally got it where I have it good and tight, but yeah, don't like doing things that way. But yeah, she's all good. I'll get her parked in her little home over there and let her charge up. I'll come out and see what she looks like because I know it's going to charge for a while at first. It was 67, or I don't remember what the percentage was of charge, but yeah, she's got some burning to do. And there you are. After 9.5 years, you finally got a fresh battery. Too bad it's not a Harley-Davidson branded Excite, but we'll make it work. I don't think it'll last 9.5 years, but we'll make it work. Well, hello there, YouTube. Good Lord, it's almost 9 o'clock out here. The heck was that screeching back there?
Making weird noises out
but
there.
It's only 40 degrees.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, it's weird. No wind at the moment. It's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a coat on. Just got a flower or whatever you call it shirt. Flannel shirt on top of a t-shirt. That's it.
Yeah.
I went out in the shop earlier today with a vest on, and I had to shag that thing. I got hot. But that's fun, tinkering around, getting the battery swapped around, a little pain in the butt getting the ground wire through there like you're supposed to. Oh well, it's fun.
Nothing ever goes smooth.
Yeah, just tinkering with your own stuff, just kicking back and relaxing.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
It's a good day.
Yeah, very, very relaxing day.
I know it is.
It's lovely.
Nice.
So, on that, we're going to relax some. Well, I'm not, because I got to start working on that vlog. So
I gotta go start dinner.
yeah. We'll part ways and go off to our own little holes.
Yep, for the moment.
Yeah, all right, so I guess we'll roll it down.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Sunday or Monday.
Heck yeah. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.
Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.